Hi, my name is George Minikakis, and I write about leadership and the retail industry. Today I want to talk to you about the 1920s versus the 2020s. I'm not convinced about the repeat of the roaring 20s. Here's why. Things were quite different back then. The only media source then was newspapers. Much easier to move the masses, especially when no one else can talk. No internet, e-commerce, smartphones, you get it. No debates. In fact, radios didn't show up until 1922. 1 in 10 homes had a phone, and it was a party line. What's a party line? Shared phone lines, and perhaps the early form of social media and eavesdropping. The Spanish flu lasted a couple of years. The flu ended, but no one knows how. There was no vaccine for it. But then the roaring 20s supposedly kicked off. But did they? No, they didn't. We have a forgotten economic depression between 1920 to 21. So what drove the 1920s? Mass production of appliances, washing machines, vacuum cleaners. The demand was so high because no one had them in their home. We currently don't have a gap for demand for appliances, unless someone creates a protein-based food replicator, and who knows what that protein's made of. Between 1922 and 29, the demand drove growth, and it created jobs and businesses, hundreds of thousands of them. Around 1927, everyone thought they could get rich by getting in the stock market. They invested in companies. Some had no product, revenue, or profits. In fact, it was so crazy they put these stock ticker machines even in barbershops. Sounds familiar? Of course, all of it came tumbling down, as we know. So why are we so obsessed with the roaring 20s? Most of it has no real foundation. There are some ideas being kicked around. Pent-up demand, supposedly we want to get out there and catch up on our shopping. Revenge shopping, apparently we might be angry and we need to get out there and get out of our system. Or 3, we're going to get the consumers to expend their excess savings. Actually, all of this is coming from investors and financial markets. They're peddling it. Consumers haven't had no say, except we did a poll, and only 23% of consumers said they're willing to help the economy. Everyone else wants to service their debt or invest their money. It's all contrived to spin a yarn for consumers and retailers to buy into. A lot of businesses are doing well. Do-it-yourself, home furniture, fitness equipment. I don't think everyone is anxious to get commuting again. Yes, restaurants, travel, hotels, tourism, they're hurting. But it's a pandemic. What can we expect? The problem: everyone wants the consumer to return to the old economy. This is where the roaring 20s ideas begins to fall apart. New behaviors are in the way of that plan. What are those new behaviors? Work from home is here to stay, and it's going to lead to a gig economy, especially as companies begin to rationalize their cost structures. And e-commerce is going to continue to grow. AI robotics are not taking over the world, but they are replacing jobs. Take the auto industry, for example. By 2035, we will only be making EVs. That is going to have a huge impact on the future of retail. Without understanding that, you won't understand the future. Many cities are not going to allow gas vehicles between 2030 and 2035. This is a major shift for a new and green economy. Everyone is trying to forecast the future of retail. Here's a tip. It will be a very competitive marketplace with relentless messaging. By relating it to the roaring 20s, a misguided approach. And it all lacks reasons for how it never happened in the 1920s like that. The future is about adopting and adapting to a new paradigm. What about consumers? It's clear there will be changes to where and how, why we work. Where and why they shop. By the way, where we work will be a major catalyst. The pandemic, work from home, technology, convenience has refined what's important in life. Start thinking leisure society, the underlying driver for consumers today. It's about working to live, not living to work.